Respiration. Respiration is a vital physiological system in terms of modern medicine. Not only the modern medicine, but all the medical systems are throwing light on importance of the respiratory system. What actually the respiratory system is doing? We can see the input of the air and also the output of the air. That is what is called as totally respiratory system. The lungs and the heart are involved in the respiratory system, and the respiratory system is playing a vital role in the determination of the energy constant within the body, and also the respiratory system determines the degree of longevity and immunity within the body. What is this respiratory system and how it is to be understood by a yoga therapy student? And yoga therapy is basically related with not simply an organ, it is totally related with the entire body system. And if we take into that particular consideration, respiration is directly related with the management and functioning of the astral body. This astral body is directly throwing an energy cycle, and it is connected from the nose to the genitals. At the tip of the genitals, there is a plexus center called as Swadhisthana. According to the Upanishadic evidence, it is the seat, Adhisthana, for a particular air called as Swadhisthana. That means there is a placement of the air at the tip of the genitals. It is directly connected with the nose. And what we are externally seeing is only an inhalation and also an exhalation. It is simply a process of breathing. But it is not the pranayama what a yoga person is trying to understand. How to understand this pranayama? Much discussion has been made on pranayama, and there are 5 basic pranas: prana, apana, vyana, udana and samana. And of these things, prana is considered to be the vital force which lifts up, and apana is the excretory force, and samana balances, and vyana will be controlling the functioning of the joints. And this particular air system is playing a vital role in connecting the physical body and the astral body, the longevity of the entire body, as well as the mobility, agility of the body is depending on the respiratory system only. And pranayama is very much discussed from the Vedic times. As a practice, some of the details of the pranayama are found in Bhagavad Gita. The 29th and 30th shlokas of the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita clearly mentions that it is a dravya yajna. Dravya yajna means the harmony of the matter, and it is very clearly has been told that apane jihvati prane, prane pane tadhapare, pranapana gati rudva, pranayama parayanaha, apare niyataharaha, prane praneshu jihvati, sarvepyate yajna vido, yajna kshapita kalmashaha. This is told in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Some of the people who are following this particular pranayama, they will be controlling and they will be balancing the excretory force and the vital force. It has been told that Chakshushchaivantare Bhruvoh Pranapano Samau Krutva Nasabhyantara Charinau. This has been told in the 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Nasabhyantara Charinau. That means in the eyebrow center, when the prana and apana are totally balanced, it will be leading to a particular situation of harmony between the vital force and the excretory force. This harmony is achieved at two particular places. One is called as the navel point and another is called as the eyebrow center. That means the total system of the pranayama, when we take into consideration as a respiratory system, it is related from the navel to the eyebrow center. In such a situation, how we have to understand it in terms of yoga? Pranayama generally is having three processes of the inhalation, retention and exhalation. They are called in Sanskrit language as Puraka, Kumbhaka and Rejaka. And before going for inhalation, one has to lock the coccyx area and also the anal area, which is called as Mulabandha. When these particular sphincter muscles are totally contracted, then the air will be lifted up by controlling the navel muscles, transnavel area and subnavel area, which is called as Ujjana Bandha. So, Mulabandha is to be first practiced, and then the inhalation must be taken. It must be proceeded by Ujjana Bandha, and then it should be retained. And subsequently, the throat pit area will be totally brought under control in the retention or kumbhaka, and then one has to slowly exhale. The degree of exhalation, retention and inhalation are identified that it must be 1:4:2. This is the time span that has been identified. Patanjali clearly identifies Shwasa Prashwasayor Gati Vicheda Pranayama. He speaks of two important things. One is Shwasa and another is Prashwasa. He never says Nishwasa. Shwasa means general breathing. Prashwasa means lifting up the air. It will be controlling the psychosomatic dimensions and elevates the level of consciousness. Actually, if we refer some of the earlier evidences to Patanjali, which are found in Shukla Yajurveda, it has been told that it is a path for having harmony with the solar radiation. The energy center will be totally concentrated at the eyebrow center, and from then it will be lifted up to the crown center. As a result, it will be having an interrelationship with the zodiac, and all the 12 signs of zodiac will be having an impetus on that particular point. And physiologically, this particular pranayama is said to be intervening in the system of the lungs. It is having an impact of the lungs. When there are any imbalances in the parts of the respiratory system, like tonsils, pleura, and trachea, and also when there was certain problems like a pneumonia or asthma as a result of some inflammation, this particular pranayama is considered to be having an intervention. In the same way, it is having an important thing in the pulmonary circulation, where in the purification of the blood, the plasmic material is totally purified by the air. And in this particular plasmic material purification is totally controlled by the pranayama system. Pranayama is not simply a breathing exercise, how most of the Western thinkers are understanding. It is trans-medical and trans-physical, and it is pro-conscious. Pranayama always taps the level of the consciousness, and it is not simply a respiratory system. And that is why when pranayama is made use, care must be taken by the yoga therapist whether the person in concern is having a clarity about pranayama theory and practice.